Hi, I'm Dr. Stephen Elsey, and I'm a chiropractor who specializes in helping people lose weight rapidly and permanently. As I was reviewing these videos, getting ready to post them to the web page and to YouTube and everywhere else that they're supposed to go so that you can watch them and get some benefit out of them, I realized that I'd left out another key piece that you really need to know. And so this is just like a little, hopefully this will be a short little video that just explains a concept that I should have told you in a different video and I totally forgot. So here it comes. And today what we're talking about specifically is the bell curve. Now, in statistics, as they measure a population, that population has certain characteristics. And so as they graph or chart those characteristics, they end up with a curve that looks like this. And they say, you know, this is a normal bell curve. And in that bell curve, this is called average. So far, so good. Now, another rule in statistics is that the vast majority of people will fall within 2 standard deviations of the mean, which in statistics talks means that 95% of the people, 95% of the people fit inside this little part of the graph that you would call normal. Okay? So 95% of the people fall within 2 standard deviations of the mean. That's these guys, which means that over here on this side, there are 2.5% of the people who are not normal. And on this side, there's 2.5% of the people who are not normal. Now, if we were looking at a chart of height and we said, well, what does this mean? Well, that means that these people here, this 2.5%, these people are abnormally tall. And I mean, these people are freakishly tall. And you know, these people at this end, these people are freakishly short. And in between, all of these people are all normal. So this guy here, and I'm just going to make up these numbers. This guy here is 6'6". He's at the very end of that end of normal. And this person over here is 4'8", and they're at this end of normal. Now, what I'm going to say next is the reason we're going over this. Because even though these people are both normal, they're obviously not the same, right? This guy's 6'6". This person, well, we'll make it a guy and a girl. This is a tall guy, 6'6". This is a short girl, 4'8". They're normal, but they are not the same. Now you're wondering why I'm getting so excited about that, because here's what we're going to talk about. Remember in rule number 1, and that's where this discussion should have been, we talked about the fact that you have to lower your insulin long enough to start getting your leptin sensitivity back. Now, here's what happens. Some of these people, so we just looked at height, right? These are normal height, abnormally tall, abnormally short. Now let's make this a graph of how much food you can eat, or actually let's say more, what your insulin response is to the food you eat. So some people over here at this side can literally eat nothing but sugar and chips and snacks and soda and, I don't know, grapes, and they can just eat nothing but carbohydrate foods. And they don't ever get fat because they don't have the same kind of insulin spikes that you might have. Whereas these people here, they just look at a piece of chocolate cake and it jumps on them and won't let go. And they are always talking about how, you know, a moment on the lips, a lifetime on the hips, because they're so sensitive to these carbohydrate things that even a little tiny bit causes this amazing insulin spike. And remember in rule 1, the more insulin spikes you have, the less sensitive to leptin you are. And we're trying to get that leptin sensitivity back. So and here, by the way, here's the reason why they, right, the people that have been telling you what kind of diet to be on and what kind of exercise to do, the reason that their program works for them is because they're all here. They're all some of these mutants that can eat whatever carbohydrate food they want. Or people have an extremely high tolerance for how many carbohydrate foods they can eat without getting those insulin spikes. And so they can eat that way and maintain their leptin sensitivity. So to them it's simple. It's just, oh, eat a little less, exercise a little more. You'll get skinny, sweetheart. It's good. It's all good, right? Well, so when we, right, we're down here somewhere, when we tried it, that don't work for us. Because the food they told us to eat, that food we react differently to. We get insulin spikes. Our brain becomes leptin insensitive. Our body fat goes up, our leptin goes up, and our hypothalamus is just like, huh? And our body fat goes up and our leptin goes up and our hypothalamus is like, I still don't hear nothing, right? Our hypothalamus becomes insensitive, incompetent. It cannot deal with that. We have to fix this too. Now, I don't know you, and so I don't know where you are. Are you here? 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 I have no idea where you're at. But as we sit down and work together, and as we develop a protocol that works for you, so that we can make this thing work for you, we're going to find out how much of this stuff you can tolerate. Because once you know what your level is, then you know what you get to eat. Then you know how much lifestyle change you have to make. And then you can make reasonable, rational decisions about what you're willing to do to become permanently slender. Now, you had to know that, and it should have been in video number 1. I'm sorry it wasn't. Anyway, Dr. Elsie, signing out.